Hello everyone, I just wanted to make a real quick video. This one will be short. Be grateful for the little things that you have in your life. Be grateful for what you have in your life. And I'm going to say it a third time. Be grateful for the little things that you have in your life. What do I mean by that? I mean, be happy with what you have. I'm not saying, I make other videos that talk about pursuing your dreams and going after your goals, and yes, that's all true, and you certainly want to do that. But in order for you to do that and move forward and achieve those other things that you want, you have to appreciate what you have right now. Be grateful for what you have right now. And if you're not, I'm telling you, if there's any inkling in your heart of ungratefulness, you're not going to be able to move forward. It's kind of like driving with a car with your brake on, your emergency brake. You're going to slow yourself down. You're going to slow your momentum down. You're going to slow down your blessing. You know, God's not going to give us, you know, it's like a child. If you have a child, a son or a daughter, and they're not grateful for what they have, you're going to be reluctant to give them something else because they're not appreciating what they have. You know, there's so many people today that are unappreciative of what they have right now. So you have to embrace, you have to appreciate what you have right now in order to get to the other things that you want. It is so true. Because if not, you're gonna delay your blessings. You're gonna delay and slow yourself down from moving forward. So just be appreciative of what you have. You know, I just bought a dinette set today, right? I paid $100 for it. And I'm so grateful because, you know, yeah, I could have bought one more expensive. Not that I have the money like that, because I don't. But I'm grateful for getting what I had and having what I have right now. You know, I'm grateful for finding that deal that I found today, actually yesterday. You know, now I have to find a living room set. So I'm going to do the same thing. Right now I have one futon in my living room to sit on, which is, I'm grateful for it, but it's not really what I want. You know, God will bring things into your life as you move forward, but also as you're grateful for the things that you currently have. So think about that. Be grateful for what you have. Be happy with what you have. And things, I'm telling you, doors will open. You know, one thing I noticed in my own life, I was always a person who wanted to control everything. I was always a person who you know, I wanted to do everything myself since I was a kid. Like from the age of 9. I was so independent, you know, and sometimes God wants us to take a step back. He wants us to trust Him. You know, basically God is telling you, I got this for you. You know, think about it. He's the creator of the universe. Think about that. The creator of the universe. You mean to tell me that He can't provide for you? You're so worried? When He made the entire universe? Think about that. He has you. You know, as I say in all my videos, put God first. Put Him first. Be grateful for what you have. And other things will come. Other blessings will come. You know, I don't always talk about God in every video. I'm making that clear. But I do try to reinforce. I want people to have an understanding of what I'm saying. I'm not saying, you know, people see things I post and right away they think, oh, he's being hypocritical because he's leaving God out. Well, I'm not ever leaving God out because God is always there. In other words, you have to put God first in everything. I don't care who you are and what you do and what kind of success you have, whether you have success or not, whether you're rich or you're poor, what your education level is. You know, doctors, lawyers, you could be a blue collar, it doesn't matter. You better put God first. And things will come, they'll fall into place. You know, people have a misconception of things I say. But I try to speak, and I believe from a perspective of truth, you know, truth and reality, where we are right now in life, where I am right now in my life, where I've been. My phone fell. But my point is, be appreciative of what you have, be grateful, be happy, and things will start to come for you. You know, I'm not saying that God's going to snap his finger and boom, you have all this amazing blessings. He does have that power. But what good would it be if God could just snap his finger? You know, it would be worthless. You know, there's always a price to pay for good things, you know. There's always a sacrifice for good things. There's always, you know, anything that you're going through in your life. I met up with a very dear friend of mine yesterday, and I will never mention that person's name on this video. And it was a person who helped me out when I was down and I was out. And he barely knew me. He barely knew me. And when I had money, because I had a lot of money, you know, I tell people that not because I'm trying to brag or make myself something better than anybody else, but I was very, very successful at a young age. Had properties in the Caribbean. I had properties in Florida. Had a very amazing lifestyle that like celebrities had. You know, and I tell people that for a reason, because it's my testimony. And I went from, you know, I grew up poor, I became rich, and I lived like that for many, many years, and then I'm poor again. All of those things were taken out of my life. You know, you notice I didn't say I lost those things. What I said was they were removed from my life because they were unhealthy for me. They were unhealthy for my relationship at the time, and they were unhealthy for my family, my children. You understand? My phone keeps falling, so I'm just going to like turn it upside down. Now you won't see me anymore. My point that I try to tell people, so when I speak from experience. I've been there. I understand. So my point about this gentleman is that he helped me. He didn't have to help me. He didn't have to do the things that he did, but he did them. He helped me, and he didn't have to help me. He barely knew me. And he was in a position that he was able to help me. And guess what? I was so grateful for that. It almost brought me to tears, because some of my own family, okay, I'll say it again, some of my own family, not my immediate family, but some of my own family, and people that I thought were my friends turned their back on me. Or they couldn't help me, or they didn't want to help me. You understand? What I learned from my experience, and I'm going to start speaking very, very soon. I'm going to start doing these, these live in-person seminars, not seminars, but more like motivational presentations for people, because I'm going to speak from experience, and I'm going to tell you whatever it is that's happening in your life. Again, the video started out about being grateful for what you have, but I'm also going to talk about other things. I try to touch on a little bit of everything. There's people right now that might be watching this video that have a lot of money, and they're probably laughing at me, or they're probably think I don't know what I'm talking about. As fast as you have that money, it can be gone, because it's only paper. And luxuries, they burn, they disintegrate. At the end of the day, what you have is you, yourself, and more importantly is your relationship with God. That's what's important. You see? So when I say that those things were removed from my life, it was because I thought I had a relationship with God, but I didn't. I was fooling myself. What was important to me was, let me try to make more money and more money and more money and more money. You understand? I was depriving my family, my health. I was depriving many things in my life. I'm getting on a personal level with you now, because I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed about where I was and where I am. I'm very proud of what I achieved in my life. But I'm more proud about the fact that I learned something from it. And now I'm instituting what I learned in my own personal life. So I'm speaking from experience. I'm not telling you anything that I haven't been through. I've been there. There were times where I felt like I didn't want to live anymore. And I'm not going to say I was going to kill myself, but there were times that I felt like I just didn't want to exist. That's how low I was. That's how low I felt. You know, I changed my mentality from I lost this and I lost that and I lost this to, you know what, it was removed from me. And it was removed from my life for a reason. It was removed from my life because it wasn't healthy for me. And more importantly, because it created a wedge between myself and God. The relationship that I thought I had, we were so separate, it was unbelievable. And I didn't see it at the time because I was blind by it. If you're in that same position, no, I'm going to tell you now, you can't take any of that stuff with you. I'm not saying everybody wants to have success. Everybody wants to have, you know, blessings. Everybody wants to have, you know, they want to be wealthy. And I always say wealthy doesn't always mean having all this money. Money's not going to make you happy. I'm going to tell you it isn't. I don't care who you are or what you think about money. It will make your life easier, yes, and it will bring temporary happiness. But it's not going to fill the void that you have inside of you. It's not going to do it. Having sex, getting into multiple different relationships, cheating, whatever it is that you're doing, isn't going to fill the void that you have inside of me. And when I speak to you, I speak to me. I can actually see myself in this video. So I'm speaking to myself, but I'm also speaking to you. I make my videos from experience. I know what I'm talking about because I've been there. I've been there, you know. The other thing I want to tell you is, beside appreciating what you have now and being grateful, honestly, from your heart, and putting God first, which I always try to say in every video if I can, you know, put God first, everything will follow. Everything will follow. But more, just as important, is be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself. Be honest with your life, where you are in your life right now. Be honest with yourself. And what changes do you have to make? I made a video entitled, Are You Happy? You know, I made another video entitled, Get Rid of the Negativity in Your Life. You need to do an evaluation of your life. That's what you need to do. You really need to take a serious look at your life. Whether you're a teenager right now watching this video, whether you're in your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, I don't care if you're in your 50s or your 60s. You need to take an evaluation, a self-evaluation, an honest self-evaluation of your life and where you are. Again, I'm not speaking to you or at you. I'm also speaking to myself. This is for me too. I'm not better than you. Take an honest evaluation of your life and see where you are. Is it where you want to be? Are you truly where you want to be in your life? Most people's answer to that question is no. Okay, so now what are you going to do about it? What changes do you have to make to achieve the goals that you want to achieve? What changes do you have to make in your life to get closer to God? What changes? What changes do you have to make to get rid of the negative people in your life that are dragging you down? The people that you feel like you have all this weight hanging off of your neck and you can't even move because it may not be a physical weight around your neck, but it's an emotional weight, right? It's a burden in your life. And it could be anything from a relationship to a bad habit that you have. You know, it could be that you're not praying. I don't know. What is it? Only you know. Only you know. And you have to be honest with yourself because at the end of the day, the only person you're cheating is yourself. Whether you're out cheating, whether you're stealing, whether you're committing, whatever sin you're committing, whether you're, you know, in a bad relationship, whether you're selling drugs or using drugs, you're cheating yourself because at the end of the day, it's you that's left. You. And you're going to be held responsible. Whether that means you get caught and you go to jail, whether that means you're in a marriage, you're cheating and you get caught by your spouse, but eventually the truth will come. The truth will always come out. So what I'm saying to you is, and let me tell you, when that happens, when that truth gets you, it's going to eat you alive. So I'm telling you, take an honest evaluation of your life and where you are and where you want to be and make the changes that you need to make. Period. And